G'day YouTube, Warbles on a lot here. Time for me to eat a slice of humble pie for Gary out in Mendham. This morning, Gary, I made an error. I leapt to a conclusion which was erroneous. When I discovered that you had blocked me and I found that you had also unsubscribed me from your channel, I searched out in Mendham and YouTube's search engine led me to a list of movies made by you, and not one of them had my name in the title. In a fit of egomania, I leapt to the conclusion that you had deleted your movies with my name in the title. Sorry about that, I was wrong. Okay, while discovering that I was wrong tonight, going a different way and finally arriving at your channel page, I discovered you've also put up a movie where you say 41 minutes worth of how you think I'm a liar. I'm assuming that this may be the cause of a comment on one of my threads by somebody who congratulated me on causing you to have a breakdown on camera. Have you had a breakdown, Gary? If so, I'm sorry to hear it. I know you're a fragile individual. I don't want to push you over any edges. I didn't mean to give you a breakdown, and I'm not lying. I'm not a liar, Gary. In fact, far from being a liar, I hold a poet's license. There are 3 excuses to tell the truth in a public place. 1, if you're mad. 2, if you're drunk. 3, if you're a poet. I got this at the Tamworth Country and Western Music Festival, where I was telling the rednecks to get fucked and making it rhyme. And I got $180 a day busker's fee in the hat for 3 days. And at that point, my voice gave out and I couldn't talk anymore. However, I got a poet's license, which enables me to tell the truth in public places. Alright? You're certainly mad. Maybe you could get drunk and learn to rhyme. You could get a poet's license too, Gary. Now I say you're mad because you were bloody serious when you suggested putting a windmill on a motor car. You were running what you call a philosophical thought experiment. Trouble is, you got no background, no experience and no data. Now I'm going to tell you flat out straight, the only reason for putting a wind turbine on a ground vehicle is to test the wind turbine. I was going to do it myself. I was going to stick a wind turbine test rig bolted to the bull bar of the car and then go for a drive up the road at high speed with an airspeed indicator on the pole of the windmill and the readout in the cockpit or on the dashboard of the car, and I was going to see how much power the windmill made and how much wind. And I was inspired to think of that because I looked in a textbook, Gary. And here we see said textbook. Only they did it real serious and proper like, you know. They had a fucking railway train, right, with a big windmill and a big tower and a boxcar full of batteries and an airspeed indicator, and by varying the throttle they could vary the wind speed and they could determine the power output and the efficiency of the windmill. But even if it was a diesel electric train, there's no possible way that the power output of the windmill was going to reduce the fuel burn of the train because of Betz's law, the difficulty of building a perfectly efficient windmill, and the drag of the tower. Now, as to your theory that I'm wrong about SunFoils being worth doing, what's your motivation? Why do you think I'm wrong? Or more to the point, why do you think that I would be wrong and tell lies about it? I started recording my fuel burn 11 years ago when I bought the car. I've told you before, I measure my fuel burn monthly, cruising at 90 kilometres an hour, 9.39 kilometres to the litre, 9.37, 8.75, 9.46. The following month, I fitted the Mark 1 SunFoil. Year and a half later, cruising at 100 k's, 9.29. So, speed up by 10%, fuel burn the same. Couple of months later, fitted the Mark 3 SunFoil. 6 months later, cruising at 100 k's, 10.65 kilometres to the litre. I've just finished a year cruising at 105, 8,839 kilometres at 10.298 kilometres to the litre. So I'm driving 15% faster and I'm using 10% less fuel, and the only change is I've got a Mark III SunFoil on the roof. The car's 3.5 years older, so you'd expect it to be wearing out and running worse. I have no reason to lie and nothing to gain from telling bullshit. Like I said, shit or get off the pot. Do the experiment or shut your fucking mouth, you idiot. Because quite frankly, you're giving me the shits. That's me eating a slice of humble pie. Ciao.